Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So starting off with Euro USD as usual, we've had a fairly decent pullback into a solid area of resistance, and we haven't really done anything on it at the moment. So the question we need to do, the question we need to ask ourselves is this the area we need to pay attention to for the shorts to continue? Now, you can see the two levels I gave you yesterday. We did bounce off here, came back, we found support on the bottom one, and then rallied again. So pretty much a big up, big down, big up day yesterday. Oscillators all grouped to the upside. We're back in this zone. I'm still kind of the opinion that we're looking at dollar strength. The question is whether that is going to be today or if there's more data coming out this week which is going to influence the dollar. So still cautious at the moment, still waiting. This does look like it could be a potential double top, or alternatively it could be a range. So what we need to do is be very, very cautious here and wait for whatever structure is going to form. At the moment there's no real structure. This to me is a range. It's a 400-point range. If we do break below 112.350, that validates the double top, and that would be a fairly decent signal, because then I'd be looking for a continuation to the downside. At the moment, there could be a couple of micro levels to the left on the lower time frames. There's the next one up there, and then there's even one a little bit higher up there. And then the last thing, if I come back to the 8 hour, you're probably going to find Fibonacci playing a role here as well. So just get that over there. Right, so you can see next two levels are at the 50% Fibonacci and possibly even a bit higher at the 61. I don't think we'll get as high as that, because look at this chaos to the left here. So that's kind of my view. Probably, if we do get higher than yesterday's high today, then you're looking at 112.921, and then ultimately you're looking at 113.031 or 113, and that would be decision time. So anywhere from where we are now up until 113 is an area you need to pay attention to. So definitely think we're lining up for another move to the downside here. US dollar Japanese yen, nice strong move. We've been basically forming a pretty steep, well, it's gone parabolic in actual fact, but it's a pretty steep downtrend line. But again, coming into the moving averages, which we broke through, we could fall a bit further onto the 155 and then find support there before a move up. But I'm expecting a move up. So ideally I was waiting for support here at 115.062, because that would validate this big double bottom. That hasn't materialized. We're back down in it, but have a look at the structure that we have at the moment. So there's the first trend line, here's the next trend line. Now if I take that trend line there, that's the parabolic portion, and also a bit of a wedge inside the channel. And if you look at what we've got here, we're below the 155 EMA, moving averages crossed over. So the question is this a continuation of the downside, or do we pay attention to the 8 hour? I'm paying attention to the 8 hour. So it does look like we're finding support here. Looking for a break and retest of 114.793. Break up, retest, and then I'm looking for a move to the top of the channel, firstly, at 115.200. And if that gives way, then obviously looking for a measured move of equal to the previous move up. So pretty bullish on this, just waiting for the setup to show itself. British pound, Japanese yen, still very much along this trend line, and this kind of doesn't worry me, but I'm looking for opportunity to sell. And the longer it continues with this nonsense, the higher that probability becomes that we are going to break to the downside shortly. So yesterday was pretty much all over the place. London breakout strategy wouldn't have worked. Well, late in the session it may have worked out, but it's really messy. Oscillators grouped to the upside. I'm still expecting us to tag 155.425, and until we tag that, I'm sitting on my hands. We want to see what happens up there. If we start getting some bearish structure up there, then I'd be looking for a move to the downside to at least test this trend line first. If we start breaking through this level of 154.872, that's going to validate a bigger move to the downside. Lastly, moving on to Euro, British Pound, and no real move just yet. We did bounce off the areas I gave you yesterday. You can see I've left all the levels in from yesterday, and we've got a turning of the oscillators here, which could indicate a bigger move to the downside. And yeah, you can see there was our, so we were hovering up here, we broke, sort of tested the level there, broke down, came back, tried to test the next level, broke. So pretty well structured, fairly decent trade that you would have been getting here, and 300 odd points trades. And look at this, this is a hanging man with a confirmation. So green bar, long pin bar like that, and then confirmation. You know, that is a fairly decent structure, and you probably would have seen it a little bit better on 15 minutes. And there it is there. So that's engulfing, double top engulfing pattern. So just short of a level, but that's the kind of structure that you're looking for before getting in on a trade. Anyway, so that is, to me, looking fairly promising. I'll see what happens here at the 155 if we start rejecting this area. And I just want to take one of these levels here. So that's kind of the area we need to break and retest. So that's 0.83378. So break down, retest it. That validates all of the structure that you've got here, which is moving averages, oscillators, level, everything. Then I would expect a continuation to the downside. And that continuation is going to be a measured move, more than likely back down to these previous lows here. I'll just move my take profit a little bit higher. So it would be around 0.83069. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.